Quick question for you. Why do we make the choices that we make? And how much of your home buyer's decision-making is driven by reason versus that which is guided by their emotions? Today on the 5-Minute Sales Training, we'll discuss the emotional journey on the road to decision-making. Stick around. Well, welcome back, everyone, once again to the 5-Minute Sales Training, where today we're going to talk about the emotional journey on the road to decision-making. Now, before we get started, if you're enjoying the 5-Minute Sales Training, please make sure you hit the like button so that YouTube knows to promote this video to even more people, and subscribe too if you'd be so kind. All right, here's the question. Have you ever bought something, later realizing that you had no logical explanation for your choice?
Oh, why did I do this?
And we've all been there. It's a common scenario. You walk into a store, or in our case, you visit a model home, with the intention of being completely rational. And it doesn't take long before your emotions start to take over.
Oh, I'm so excited!
The colors, the layout, the scent, the warm ambiance create a sense of home that you just can't resist it. This is where the power of emotions in decision-making becomes evident. Daniel Kahneman is one of the founders of behavioral economics and one of my business heroes, and he puts it this way: humans are fundamentally emotional and intuitive, not logical. He then distinguishes between two modes of thinking: System 1, which is fast and intuitive, and System 2, which is slow and rational. And that System 1 part of our brain is automatic, and it is heavily influenced by emotion. Understanding why we make emotionally driven decisions requires looking into the brain's inner workings. When we encounter a decision, our brain's emotional center, it's called the amygdala, it lights up. And that activation prompts us to attach emotional significance to choices, and that influences our judgment.
I'll do anything!
Dan Gilbert, the renowned psychologist and author of Stumbling on Happiness, explains that our brain simulates the emotional outcome of a decision before we even make it. You know what this means, impulse buyers? It means that you could be the victim of your own brain. So let me give you a few examples of how emotions can significantly impact our decision-making process. First of all, let's talk about investment decisions. Richard Thaler, he's a pioneer in the field of behavioral economics. He has shown that even in the world of finance, emotions play a pivotal role. Investors may be influenced by fear, by greed, or by overconfidence, all leading to irrational choices. In healthcare, studies have found that emotions, fear and anxiety, can lead individuals to make hasty decisions about their treatment options, and that often neglects the more rational assessment of the pros and cons. But what about buying a new home? In the home building industry, understanding the emotional aspect of home buying is crucial. People often make the biggest financial decision of their lives based on their emotional connection to a home. The joy, comfort, pride they envision living in the space, and these are the driving forces behind their choice. So I just want to reflect on the wisdom of the experts in behavioral economics. Richard Thaler reminds us, if you want to encourage someone to do something, make it easy. Remove the obstacles and the pitfalls. Make the decision emotionally rewarding. Dan Gilbert emphasizes the role of imagination, stating, when imagination fails to produce an answer to the question, how will I feel about this in the future, it's hard to know how we're going to feel about it in the future. Look, emotions are the silent drivers behind our decisions. They're not just part of the process, they often dominate the process. So the next time you make a decision, ask yourself, am I thinking with my emotion or with my logic? Chances are your emotions are playing a more significant role than you might think. Hey, thanks for watching, and remember, until next time, as always on the 5-Minute Sales Training, learn more to earn more.